So I was scrolling on Reels as usual, getting my daily dose of Instagram racist Reels, but it turns out people really fight in the comments over the Indians and Africans. As a Canadian, I see lots of these on my daily commutes. So today I guess I'm gonna compare and contrast the poop jeets and Negroes. Well, let's start with the Indians. As disgusting as they can be with their lack of hygiene, as retarded they can be with their lack of civic sense, and as shitty as they can be with their scams, at least they're not Africans. Well, let me tell you why. The Africans have all the attributes of Indian people. They're here to stink and destroy your culture, but they're even more retarded. So if we look at the average IQ of the sub-Saharan Africans, it's around 60 to 80. That's below mentally retarded in most civilized countries. But some reason, the Jews, which we'll talk about in another video, are bringing them over here by the boatloads. And what do they contribute? Nothing. They're a net negative to our economy. They're all on welfare. They don't even have the ability to sustain jobs. See, the Indians that immigrate here, into Canada at least, they're the more upper echelons of the Indians. You know, they're here to work. They can actually work, and they won't commit a shit ton of heinous crimes. But if we look at the Africans, what do? Well, they're still in the Bronze Age. They're not doing jack shit. They're walking around barefoot, picking their noses with their stupid big fingers, and they got their yellow eyes. Man, these motherfuckers are pretty scary looking. So anyways, oh yeah, watch this kill. Easy. So back to the Instagram comments. You know, you see videos of migrants acting stupid, stinking up the drain and being creeps, but people think that the Indians are worse than the Africans just because the Indians are here in a bigger number. Now, it's probably not the same case for Europe, but as a Canadian, I'm just going to talk about Canadian and American issues with the migrants. People think the poop jeets are worse just because they stink and they steal our jobs. But would you rather them be on welfare and committing crimes every day? No, right? That's what the Africans are doing. And I'm pretty sure there's a statistic in the US where Somalian families almost are all on welfare, and even ones that have been in the US for 10 years are still on welfare. And I believe the number is around 72% of Somali households. And just because I'm talking bad about the Africans, don't think I'm being easy on the Indians. I hate them almost just as much because of all the scammy shit that they pull in Canada. The way immigration works here is so fucked up. You have Indians here getting their temporary visas so they can learn and go to college or whatever, but then they don't even go to real colleges. If we look at places that were an automobile shop or a nail salon a year prior, now they have a banner slapped over that says Poop Jeet College or some random bullshit, just so they can check the box that says they're going to school, but it's not even a real college. The Indians are helping each other get here. And it's the same thing with work visas too. We have companies that are only hiring Indians to work here, but the fact is all these Indians are actually paying to work for them, just so that this company can say that, yeah, this person's having a work visa, they can come stay here. And that's why a lot of Canadian businesses are struggling. You're going to have a real Canadian hard-working company ready to build you a roof or something, but it's going to cost you, quite a few $1,000s. And then an Indian company comes in and says, we'll do it for $5. Well, that's because they got their temporary workers basically being held hostage. So whenever you see a poop jeet motherfucker on the streets, if he's working like a trades job or you think he's going to school, he's not really. He's just here scamming your ass, scamming the system like the rest of their people. It seems that the only way around this in the future is by mass deportations, but we can't get mass deportations unless we get a whole system change from the top to bottom. Our government's been fucking us over for the past 10 years, so this won't happen in the blink of an eye. It'll probably be a very long and grueling process to get all these Indians out of the country. There's not that many Africans here. I mean, I do see them quite a lot, but not enough to impact statistically, right? So, there are 5 million Indians in Canada, probably even more, with an expired visa. And at the current deportation rates, it's going to take over 200 years. So, in conclusion, what's worse, the Indians or the Africans? Well, I honestly hate both really bad, but the Africans cause a lot more crime, and they're unable to sustain jobs. It doesn't make the Indians any better, but I just hate them both. Africans are slightly worse. Anyways, what should I talk about in my next video? Jews or Muslims or... maybe I'll head back to Africans again too in the future. And also comment if I should talk about European issues too with immigration.